All right, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about, will Ripple burn the escrow tokens that they have? Can this happen? Will they do it? And the reason I'm bringing this up right now is that XRP is clutching on for dear life on that chart. We're going to take a look at the chart, but also David Schwartz is making some crazy points on his X account about burning supply and what that would do or not do. And then we're going to talk about, can they even do it? And would we want this, right? Because what if Ripple burnt 30 billion XRP tokens? Wouldn't that cause a supply shock, right? Wouldn't that cause a supply shock? Those tokens are evaporated into thin air. They no longer exist. XRP's supply comes down from 100 billion max. It would be pretty interesting. So drop a like. Let's get into the video right now. So the market bounced back up a little bit. Pretty good. I love seeing it. I've made some good Bitcoin trades. I love trading the Bitcoin 5-minute chart. I actually have a strategy that works a high percentage of the time. Like, it is very good. But it's nerve-wracking, bro. When you're trading the 5-minute chart, it is nerve-wracking. And I will be launching my own Crypto Mason mentorship very soon. Link is in the description. If you want to fill out an application, we're gonna be super careful on who we bring on. We're only gonna bring a few people on, and teach them how to trade, make sure their portfolio is making them passive income. And just answer, some of you want one-on-one guidance, and I've recognized that, and we're going to provide that. I'm going to provide that. So let's get into this, because I've been using Grok a little bit, the AI assistant, and let's talk about what the heck is going on. So David Schwartz right here, this guy called XRP Launch tagged everybody who's important at Ripple and said, instead of doing a share buyback, because that's what's happening right now. If we go over here and we type in Ripple buyback, you can see that Ripple has launched $750 million for the share buyback. And the big question is, does this matter for XRP? So the buyback is going to allow Ripple to purchase shares directly from investors instead of issuing new ones. And as a result, some of the early backers gain liquidity after years of holding private equity. This is not helpful for XRP holders directly. This benefits the shareholders in Ripple, the private equity guys, Ripple Labs, those guys who got access because they were rich, most likely. They got access to the investment opportunity in Ripple, okay? So, the move signals the company's financial position. Buybacks typically indicate that the firm has strong cash reserves. Come on, man. Obviously, they have very strong cash reserves. They are one of the most insane companies on earth, in my opinion, for the cash balance or the asset balance. Because remember, if we look here, they hold 36.9 billion XRP, and they're allowed to dump 1 billion per month. They are extremely, extremely rich in that way. So this does not, they're not buying back XRP from us at a higher price. No, they're not, because they can simply get that at $1.40 right now on the market. So they're not buying XRP back. So it's not an XRP buyback. It's a Ripple buyback. Keep in mind, the Federal Reserve is never going to buy your XRP from you at $10,000. Okay. They would simply go to the market and buy it on the market for $1.40. Do not listen to people who don't have common sense and do not have experience in the market. Okay. There's a whole new class of people coming in that are yapping about the most absurd price predictions and absurd stuff ever. Congratulations to you, because you are on the right side of the fence here. We have real common sense. We really want to protect our assets, especially with how the economy is and the state of the world. You want to protect your wealth and build it, and not listen to people saying stupid stuff. Okay, so they're doing the Ripple buyback, right? So this guy says, instead of doing this share buyback, why don't you do something that actually benefits XRP holders? I agree. Burn the escrow. Oh, wait, can't do that. That might actually make XRP worth than $1.40. So he's obviously salty, right? He's one of these like no profile picture guys, just chirping, just, tweeting at David Schwartz. And David, clearly it struck a nerve right here, and he replied. What did he reply? Let's see. David said, somewhere on this chart, XLM, stellar. We've got a stellar mention. Somewhere on this chart, XLM burned about half of its supply. That did happen. XLM did burn half their supply. Now the max supply of XLM, which I'm also a holder of, XLM, 50 billion. HBAR, 50 billion. XRP, 100 billion. That's the max amount of tokens that exist on Earth. So right here, he's showing how this did nothing. It didn't do anything for the price of XLM. And this is so true, man. This is so true, man. So if we go down here, November 4, 2019 is when that happened. And if we look in November, right, November 4, 2019, right over here where my mouse is, you can see it just kept going down. Like it didn't get higher. It didn't go, skyrocketing 1,000,000%. It didn't do anything. Stellar, in my opinion, price-wise, not project-wise. Project and technology-wise, they're doing great. But price-wise, it's one of the saddest stories on the entire market. It's never been able to achieve $1, and it's very sad, in my opinion, okay? You can do your own research on what the reasons for that is. It's not good. But technology-wise and project-wise, I obviously still want to believe in them. But look at that. Did nothing, right? So if we go through here, we've got more salty people just coming at David right here saying, why don't you just say that we don't want to miss $40 billion of free money out of retail, okay? $40 billion is what that's worth. So if they burned that escrow, they would be burning $40 billion of free money. I agree that it is free money for Ripple. They would never burn that, okay? They would never burn that. And we're going to talk about how they could get forced to burn that. They could get forced. It's not going to happen though, okay? Because I'm a truth teller and I'm not going to propagate these weird ideas to make you like super bullish. Because I don't care if you invest in XRP. I'm just on here passionate about XRP because I like XRP and I'm a big holder of it. So at the end of the day, retail are suffering and Ripple is winning at their expense. You're no different to scammers. It's just that you play smart. And David says, I think one big difference is that I don't make claims that I know or have reason to believe or are false. I want more out of that response from him, obviously. Definitely want some more. And then, someone points out when the burn happened, he said not even close. It didn't make an impact. So, this post is very interesting. So he's basically saying it's pointless to burn the supply. Now, in my opinion, if XRP burned its supply right now, it would actually skyrocket out of nowhere, okay? Because the hype around that event would make it pump. It would make it pump. So if we use Grok right here and we say, can Ripple actually burn the escrow? They can't just burn it on their own necessarily, but they can be... They can burn portions, and they have said that they're open to burning portions if it tangibly benefits the ecosystem. So David's tweet right here basically proves that it doesn't benefit the ecosystem, right? Is his thoughts. Now, you could have a community-forced burn. So because the XRP ledger is decentralized, not one party is making all the decisions, a protocol change to burn the Ripple escrow XRP could theoretically pass if it got an 80% validator consensus and Ripple could not stop it. This would be extremely difficult, unprecedented, and opposed by many, including Ripple itself, as it would override core ledger rules and affect a major stakeholder. Yeah, so they're going to continue their controlled release coming out. But you could have that forced. You could have that forced. And this has been a narrative for a long time. 4 years ago, there were articles coming out about how Ripple could be forced to burn the XRP they have. So this has been a thing for a long time that people are talking about. With the market how it is right now, the ETFs actually have stood pretty well. A cumulative $1.4 billion since launch, which is very, very good. And Brad Garlinghouse is, quote tweeting this with some eyeballs right here, showing the, continued growth of XRP ETFs, which you can track right here on the ETF tracker. We've still been doing good. Still been doing really good for XRP ETFs. Now, let's talk about the XRP price, because I said we are hanging on for dear life, and we really are. Look at this. This is a crazy support level being built holding on the daily right here. You can see we have just held this 1.32. We did a wick below it for a day, but then we came right back up. 1.3 is a strong support right here. And we haven't been at these prices for so long, right? November 2024 was the last time we were at these prices. I mean, if that doesn't say like lower your cost basis, super good opportunity to lower your cost basis and get in way, way, way lower, way lower. You have a retracement basically, or just a downtrend, all the way 62%. We are down since we hit 3.7 again, right? We went to $3.07 again, which is, and 70 cents again. That is crazy. But we have had a deathly downtrend right here. People are just getting wrecked left and right. And, you can stack your bags. I've added some more to my long-term position, actually, like on top of that $2,000 I put in at $2. And ultimately, I am still bullish. Okay. What else am I watching right now? I'm watching everything, dude. I am watching everything. Oh, there's my my pie short playing out right there. Hyperliquid. I'm watching Hedera, obviously, everything. So that is all we've got for today's video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me know in the comments, are you still bullish on XRP and why? One reason why. And if you're bearish, let me know the reason why too, because I want to hear it. So thank you for watching. Appreciate all of you, and goodbye.